Ladies and gentlemen, men in black and ladies in white, how you all doing? This is Over coming to you with what looks like XCOM 2, but is even better. That's right, folks. A few days ago, the Long War mod came out for XCOM 2, and this thing is fantastic. I mean, it's like bananas. B-A-N-A-N-A-S. This thing is ridiculous. It basically makes an entirely new game out of the original XCOM 2, and I want to run at least a few missions with you guys. And frankly, depending on how you feel about those missions, I might even do an entire playthrough. Excuse me, it's been a long day at work. We're actually going to jump right into it, and I'll just start teaching you guys all about some of the new stuff that is happening here. So let's just jump right in. So Long War 2, where I tried Legendary, and I know of one Legendary campaign going on right now. It's Beagle Rush. But that man, he eats, sleeps, and breathes this. I'm a teensy bit more casual than he is. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go with Commander. That's another very, very challenged, big challenge rather for Long Warriors. So we're going to do that. We're also going to start without Iron Man. I'm not going to be save scumming. There's going to be no cuts or anything like that. But at the same time, this is a mod, which means we might have some instability, and I don't want to go and lose out on that or lose out of any progress because of that. So we're going to jump right into it. I'm going to be skipping all cutscenes, except for I think for Alien Hunters and Shen's Last Gift. That stuff is not in my first playthrough, but other than that, we're skipping everything else, just to give you guys a heads up. So we're going to dive right in, and I'll start teaching you about all the new stuff in this mod. Let's give it a go. Oh, excuse me, I'm sorry. And the optional narrative content, so Alien Hunters and the Lost Towers. It's going to be bananas, trust me. Yahtzee.
Excitement continues to build as city centers across the globe prepare for the 20th anniversary of unification.
Okay, the first thing you guys might be noticing here is that Gatecrasher doesn't say anything about saving the XCOM commander. And indeed, you're starting to see, first of all, different loading screens than anything else. And as this boosts back out, you might notice something else about the number of people that are here. That's right, actually in Long War 2, you actually begin the first mission, Gatecrasher, with 8 soldiers. Forget that regular 4, we're going with 8. See all those little things going on all about here? Bam, 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 all over the place. Even better, check out what the actual objective is for this. We are not going to try to rescue the XCOM commander. We already are out, we're safe, we don't have to worry about it, we're back at home. Instead, we're going to ambush an advent troop column, so let's get to it. Alright, so, this is one of the newer-ish kind of mission types. This is ambush enemy troops. So Advent usually moves in large groups, but a smaller unit has been located, which is vulnerable. So we can go and damage their interest in the region and get some corpses back home for research, because we are a little bit morbid like that. Well, like I said, guys, we have 8 soldiers on this map, but even more so than that, we have a new mechanic actually coming up. These 2 bars up here are an ablative ceramic vest, which means that your soldiers can now take a little bit of extra damage before they are forced to go into the sickbay, which is something that's pretty darn awesome, if you ask me.
Confirmed.
Another thing to note is that every single one of our soldiers actually will have a flashbang and a frag grenade to give our guys a bit of good punch and power. Or take it on ET. Now the question really is, are the enemies that we'll be facing, are they new, are they old, or anything really that inspiring about this mod? And I can safely tell you that if anybody out there's been playing with the mods out in the community, then they know there's a huge difference in the ranks of ET out there. And I mean a huge one.
Okay.
Like tremendous, if you know what I mean. That said, we're gonna go and just kind of play it safe the first turn. You guys know my feeling about taking a hard contact at the end of a very, very big move. I guess the question is, where are we on this map? Okay, so we're in the lower southern corner here. Yeah, southern corner it is. So I'm gonna try to clear over here to the west first, take this tower, I think. And to do so, we're going to send up actually Mathis Beckers.
Okay.
And maybe, just maybe, he'll give us eyes on something awesome. No, shockingly enough, nothing just yet. Which I guess means we're going to slide around to this left-hand
Eyes on
side.
target position now.
Like I said to you guys, I'm going to be happy to run a full playthrough of this. If you guys want this, feel free to let me know. That will entail you having to do things like, you know, hit a like button or two, or seeing that we have some legit subscribers coming in because of this. I would love to show all this off.
officers seem more capable than the grunts.
Another thing to note is that since you come in greater numbers, they come in greater numbers as well. You saw 6 guys back there, 5 Advent Troopers, and what is this thing right here? Well, this is one of the modded opponents. This is a surveillance drone. And trust me, it is not an easy thing to take down. Don't you be fooled by its small size and seeming, and I truly mean seeming,
On the move.
vulnerability. I think what we'll do is establish a nice little OP up to the north, and then start sliding some guys into cover up here. It might seem like a bad idea, and maybe it even is.
Go.
Keep putting our guys into half cover, but one of the new things about Long War 2 is that cover gets a big difference. All the values for cover has been completely switched up. And I mean that seriously. Like, half cover is like 25 now, I think. Full cover is 45, I think. But that is to say that we have a good chunk of safety by doing this bad boy. Alrighty, so the question really is, how close do we want to get on these bad boys? Surveillance drone is there, so maybe what I'll do is kind of sneak on forward a little bit more. I would love to get a 2-pronged assault into them, but I don't know how sustainable that's even going to be as an option. Move up a little bit more, get eyes on everyone else. Another question I'm sure you might be asking yourself is it just regular guys? Like I've said already, and what we've already seen with this surveillance drone, it's not going to be just your run-of-the-mill Advent Troopers, and honestly, if it was just that, I wouldn't even bother playing this through again. Or even posting something like this. I played it through again, it's a fantastic game. I wouldn't go and just play it and post it for you guys, but no, I promise there's going to be a lot of very interesting new Advent types.
Roger, I've got my eyes on.
I'm going to hunker just for another second or two.
Roger, I've got my eyes on.
Cover now, Overwatch. Got it covered.
Hopefully they'll start moving towards us a little bit more. No, they're not going to move towards us at all? Okay, that's really quite annoying. I guess we're going to have to
Moving
shoot
the designated
forwards.
coordinates.
It's going to be a hard contact to do. We do have what could... Do we have a path through here? Yes, we do. We actually have a path through this little
Good
buffet
copy.
in the
Moving on
outskirts of Zone 18.
Rolling.
Maybe that's what we're going to be able to do. We'll shift guys to the north and around. We'll get them set up behind here and here on that tree. Maybe start a contact that way and then rush in from the other side and start putting pressure on them. Frustratingly, that means that we have to give up this watchtower.
Get it done.
I kind of really like having the watchtower.
Orders confirmed. Moving out. Confirmed.
So put that guy right up here. He's not going to run through the sight zone, thankfully.
Overwatch.
Got
On
the guys in
Overwatch.
Overwatch again. And what do we do with the drunken sailor? We'll put you right over here.
Affirmative. Moving out.
Maybe she can spot over here to the east to see if there's anyone over here. Because mark my words, there will be at least 2 or 3 pods on here.
Eyes on the prize. On it. Eyes on the prize.
Eyes on the prize, guys. Eyes on the prize. Of course, now they split up. So okay, it looks like a very standard pod to start with. So 2 Advent Troopers, an Advent Officer, and a surveillance drone. Very tempted to take shots from here. But I've given up all the awesome cover. On the plus side, I have 4 guys that are right up close and personal. And he doesn't even know that I'm there. What I really could do is use these 4 guys as an Overwatch. Give up... Nah, I don't really like doing that, though. I wonder if we can creep up a little bit further with the other part of our squad.
Position confirmed.
We'll just start to sweep
Good
around
copy.
from the left.
Moving on target.
Yeah, we're gonna just plan on doing a sweep, I think. And I guess that she can get into that spot right there, so Vargas is gonna move out of her post, so we can pull Alicia Gallo
Moving
right
to
here.
designated positions.
So if we can get them to patrol a little bit further to the west, relative to where we are.
Covering now.
Roger, got my eyes on it. Covering moving overwatch.
Nothing go back east again. Curses. Alright, I also got to turn down the sound a little bit more. It seems a little bit loud to me. I don't know how it could be for you guys, so stand by, please. There we go. He's blocked now. He's not going to be able to move.
On overwatch.
And none of my guys can move either. Fantastic. Okay, so one more turn to see if they go back to the west.
Moving to overwatch.
Affirmative. Covering now.
Won't be able to do this for most of our other stuff. Oh my gosh, they're doing a little bit of a cycle here. Okay, I don't know how far they might be able to see or not see me. So we're going to try shifting forward Soon Min.
Moving.
Cool, so they can't even see him now. Sweet. So patience has paid off. Can't go that way. Can't go that way. You can.
Heading there now.
She gets over the buffet. She gets posed. She has a nice little bit of a angle looking over there. And number two,
coordinates. Rolling.
and the more people I can get online now, the better off we will be.
I'm on the move.
Keep these two people here as backup, perhaps? Have them be able to react to either direction.
On overwatch. Eyes on the prize.
And you can shift up as
I'm
well.
on the move.
So, Long War 2 is going to be a lot more tactically played than even the original XCOM game. I have to admit, I was watching a bit of Christopher Odd. Excellent streamer out there, especially for things like Long War. I hate giving props to competitors, but he's spectacular. He really is. And there is another pod, so I'm happy I didn't open up. Interesting. And that's a lot of different guys there. It's a grenadier, an Advent trooper, a sentry, and a gunner? Maybe a gunner? I don't know. Alright guys, what's going to happen here? I'm going to sit tight until I can get a good engagement, so I'll probably just skip to that turn. Check you guys in a second.
Got it covered.
Actually, we have ourselves something kind of interesting. I kind of wonder if I should just throw a flashbang right here. Both pods are right in this area, and they're now both disoriented. So I would be giving up my initial Overwatch shot, but disoriented means that they won't be able to do, like, diddly squat to me. So what we're going to do, actually, we're going to give it a nice go. I'm actually going to start off the retaking of Earth, I think, with a super, super brave flashbang. And even more so, I'm going to hop these dudes up here. Heck, I might even be able to get a grenade on them as well. These are kind of cool plays that are already going to be happening
Rolling.
with the new way that these squads are set up. And I am extremely happy to see this happen
Target
here.
location.
Let's keep these guys, I guess, in a mobile reserve. You know what we're going to do? So we're going to toss that grenade out. Actually, I'm going to toss the flashbang out, disorient all of them. They're not going to be happy. That surveillance drone's going to be up, and everyone's going to be spotted. So I'll give up the Overwatch. But now we have 7 disoriented Advent, and look, trooper, gunner, trooper, engineer, sentry, and officer. They're all disoriented. So not great in terms of firepower for them. There's so many of them that I can do things like grenade to my heart's content, and they can't do jack about it. So if I go right here, well, I will do this to remove the tree and to do a fair chunk of damage to everyone else. Okay, well, he was not destroyed. Why is that tree not destroyed? What kind of trees are they making? What are they making the trees out of these days? Good God. Alright, that's fine. So surveillance drone, another bit of damage here or there I can get thrown out. Maybe just another grenade will go out instead. There we go. So 2 guys down. Another thing to note is that although I have 2 grenades, I can't use them on back-to-back turns. So I can't use a frag grenade and then a flashbang like the next turn, for example. which forces you to be a little more circumspect in how you deploy your abilities. Now, what I might consider doing is starting to unload on that surveillance drone since the other guys are all disoriented. So, in fact, that's what I'm going to do. See if I can take that bad boy out. So, a bit of damage already. You're also going to see a fair bit of things like grazing happen here. The graze mechanic is far more likely to happen. Like you just see happened right there.
Hardly did anything.
Exactly, so we're not doing jack to it. But hopefully we can go 3 for 3. No, we can't, of course not. That'd be too simple.
Missed the target.
So I still have another 2 actions here. The question is, do I just go crazy hardcore balls to the wall and throw out a grenade? Which might be a good option. And I can actually hit both guys here, I think, with that. On top of the rock. Hard rock, not happening. There we go. So we do that right there. They're all disoriented anyway, which means that very, very low penalties to them. Very, very low aim, rather, to them. I got a bunch of damage on a bunch of different guys. And now Angela's the last one to go. And all these guys, as you can see, high cover is 45 and half cover 30. So we're going to take a shot at this drone and hopefully we can take it out. Geez, no we can't, because she's got the Master Yi headset going on there, the headgear. So with all these guys disoriented, with luck we'll only get maybe like a grenade off from that engineer. But instead we're going to see this guy is surveillance drone is going to start firing over my direction.
This is bad. What's going on?
So he's disoriented, but he's protected at least. So that's good. Overwatching galore, like you got fun with that, bro. Okay, he really should be able to miss. Good. But all my guys are like, bro, we don't want to get shot at all. Just like another grenade in the future here. Another round of shots. Okay, that's ridiculous though. That guy's disoriented. He should not be able to do anything. Whatevs. As long as the grenadier doesn't fire a grenade, I don't care. Okay, phew. Good show. Good show. I'm trying to figure out who is going to be able to flank that officer.
There's heavy fire in this zone!
Because he does need to be flanked.
Sure.
He's still disoriented. That's not surprising. He's the one that... Oh my gosh, okay. He's the one that can be shot at. So officer is on that. Okay. 36, 1, 1, 1, 1. Might as well take a 1 in 3 shot just here. Hey, he took it out. So you know what? He's like, yo, bro, you gonna hit me? And now I'm going to take you out because of it. I'm wondering about how brave it could be or ridiculously stupid it would be to run the Overwatch here. I'm actually going to give it a go.
Roger that.
He's disoriented, which means, yep, he should have a massive, massive debuff to his to hit percentages. And now we have an awesome flank here, which we now blow. Cool, cool, very, very cool.
Enemy is still up.
So rookies have a big, big issue in my mind here, is they can't shoot for really anything. I will do my best not to swear when playing through this particular thing, but you know that how this goes. We're going to nade out these guys and see if we can take away the cover from that officer. Oh, we've taken out the sentry at least. That's another new thing, by the way, loot destroyed. So in Long War 2, there's a ton more loot. And I say a ton, I mean like it's practically a metric amount. And could definitely be the difference between success and failure, let me tell you. Kind of wondering if it makes sense to try to slide around here. I also don't want to proc anything else that might still be in the area. Really hoping the last pod's gonna be way the heck out there. But you know what, with XCOM, that's never how it goes, right? So I'm gonna slide out here to the left
to designated coordinates.
to get calculated chance. Let's see if we can pick off this Advent Gunner. Cool, so he's down. So we have what, 3 left to take?
Target
Well,
neutralized.
we have to hit the Grenadier. I know what you're thinking. Hooray, she's got a promotion. Why can't everybody else get them? Promotions are going to work a little bit differently in Long War. it's not simply just going to be the number of guys that you kill. I mean, there is going to be a level of that. But it's also going to be, why is your aim so bad? A grenade, perhaps? You know what? Let's just nade out the officer. Get rid of him. He's far from ideal options here. He's probably another loot. No, not loot. Okay, good. Cool. Let's see if we can... I doubt we're going to flank him on this one, but we should be able to at least see something. Oh no, we can't flank him. Fantastic. Can we at least kill him? Well, that's one. And the last we have to worry about now is that Grenadier. Now, the Grenadier is still a major pain, potentially. Because, hey, he's got that grenade launcher, which, as you guys all know, can be a massive, massive game changer. I'm going to stick Tom Dealer here. Door disorientation removed. Now, just take a shot. Don't... 2. Of course, we graze him. We don't actually hit him, we graze him. In an Overwatch. Sweet. Disorientation removed. Now the question is, can I get over there successfully? Actually, why do I even bother? Flashbang through the window.
Light him up!
There goes the Overwatch. That's the first step. Second one is to shift forward, I guess, Baaaaaaack.
Rolling!
He's going to set an Overwatch. He's going to probably start moving forwards ever so slightly. I'll try to shift over to match him. Keep him in full cover. Let's keep on Overwatch as well. And this is going to be, hopefully, a textbook operation on flushing the enemy. I won't pretend it's going to be easy. And in fact, so far, our first mission has not been sterling in my mind, but at least no one's taken, like, legit health damage just yet.
Good copy. Moving on target. Scanning.
But next turn, we should be able to move forwards and wipe them out. And hopefully very, very quickly after that, take on the rest of the map. Oh, actually, forget just on the rest of the map. Did I mean to hunker down? I meant to put him on Overwatch, but oh well. Alright, well, now we have someone who's actually going to be in sickbay. And the fact that whenever they hit you with, like, a door's disorientation penalty like that, you think to yourself, that's just such crap. Stick Angela in this side of the building just in case we proc something else. But we don't, and so she's going to warn the Grenadier. Not going to hit him, just going to warn him instead. Yay.
Affirmative.
That full cover is pretty nasty business. Okay, who can still get in there? Mamadou Akinwande. You, my friend, are going to go right next to him.
Orders confirmed.
Probably the most healthy thing if I have to go and blow you away with a grenade. But 81%. Practically a firing squad, dude. There we go. Die. Thank you.
Enemies down.
And our first loot's being dropped as well, so here we go.
Weapons burning ammo fast.
Hair trigger. So a hair trigger is no longer actually going to give us a free action potentially. It's going to give us, what is it, another 5 aim, I think? I have to remember. But all the stock upgrades and things like that, they're all getting like completely revamped. And that's something you're going to be seeing moving forward in this particular playthrough, if it continues. Is a lot of different
On the move.
qualities than what you were expecting out of the previous XCOM 2. Which I think is a fantastic thing for this. This particular mod is actually developed in consultation with Firaxis. Firaxis was like, yo bro, oh you guys were the same ones who put out the first Long War, like we definitely want to help you out on that one. And Alicia apparently decides not to use a door because she is an action heroine. And I think what's going to happen, guys, I'll just skip to the next contact, so I'll see you guys there in just a second.
Let's rock!
They're trying to
Okay, well, apparently the sectoid has seen us somehow through a door. And with an Advent Trooper, that's really the only guys we have to deal with now. Now, the awesome thing about this
Now includes human DNA.
is that now apparently he's been allowed to bring in, it's actually his turn, so great, he's already called in a Psy Zombie. Great. And this means the Advent Trooper is going to be able to do something too, right?
No respite for the dead. The aliens have found a way to mind control them now.
It's such garbage when that happens. Okay, cool. So, we don't have to worry about too much insane bad stuff happening to us, I guess. But, Master Sung is going to slide out here onto this window. Onto the little ledge, rather. For a nice style point shot, I think. No, he's not going to. He's going to throw a grenade out instead. And thereby decrease the population of the cover in the area. There we go. So that's good walloping. And now he's easily flanked by everybody. So Gallo is going to take her funky helmet and go outside.
On the move.
And show him the what for. That's twice in a row, dude. You were like literally right next to your alien target and you've missed twice in a row. That's unconscionable. Like, I can't allow that to actually even be a legit thing. Maybe Mamadou Akamwande will be a little bit less disappointing. 87%. With the benefit of fight, he takes out his target. And I believe that's going to be the end of the Psy Zombie as well, so he goes down. Which is good. And what means we have another 3 or 4 guys to successfully, hopefully,
I'm on the move.
take out this trooper. There are 4. Mathis, please just kill him though. And Mathis says, I got his number. He's scared and running.
Taken care of.
So there we go. So 11 up, 11 down.
Positive confirmation. Area secured.
Counting the Psy Zombie, of
Status
course.
confirmed. Mission accomplished.
And 1 wounded. So we don't have a flawless ranking because we got really unlucky. But not too bad. So guys, what's going to happen, I'm going to take you guys back to base real quick. And I'll run you through a couple of things that are going to happen. But then I will stop short of our next mission. But first things first, let's get back to base. Alright, I'm not sure we call it an ace. We have our first promotion is going to be out for 17 days. And watch it be something really, really important. Oh, she's a specialist too. Just exactly what I want to have be out for 2 weeks. Alright, so a specialist, of course, guys, again, it's just going to be our general hacker, although there's going to be a ton more abilities coming out. I'm not going to unlock it. There are mods out there to show all the abilities. I'm not going to do that. I will say, though, that our abilities now as for a soldier, even as a specialist, or squatty rather, are a lot more diverse. So hacking, haywire, and aid protocol, all there. Gallo's going to be our gunner, which means he has area suppression, which is beastly. And gunners actually get a secondary weapon in this one. In Long War II, there are 8 classes, and we're probably going to see one of each class coming out here. But Gallo's going to be the first one to show us a secondary of Knife Fighter. So she has a small knife that when people get nice and close, she can slash at them. Not sure how really good that's going to be in the long term, but hey, why the heck not? Also worth noting, she has both suppression and area suppression. So she can't use them being concealed. But everything else, I'm pretty happy to have a gunner on my side. Jang, we didn't really talk to him too much. He's our ranger, so he's kind of like the infantry for us. But he also has a very, very awesome shotgun that's sawed off, so he can use it twice per mission, and it does an incredible amount of damage. So double damage to a nearby enemy, trust me, you see it, and it's like 5 to 9 to like 9 to 13 or 9 to 14. It's a crazy, crazy amount. Gallo, she's a technical. This is another newer class. In this particular case, you see this gauntlet right here. It's like seeing the suits from the original, the first tier war suits that you were using in XCOM 2 itself. It has both a rocket launcher as well as 2 uses of a flamethrower, as you can see. And she's a pretty big power multiplier as well. Beckers is a squad shot, a sharpshooter. But he's bringing along a name your own price target, as you can see on the back side there. It's actually a hollow targeter. So while gunners in the other games were responsible for giving out hollow target bonuses, in this one it goes to sharpshooters. You can take that out, point it at somebody, and ka-chow, everyone gets a bonus to hit until the end of the turn. Sasaki. Sasaki's a grenadier. You know what this looks like. A lot of explosions, a lot of big booms, and that's exactly what we need. Meanwhile, we're in the back. Okay, Vargas. Vargas is going to be an assault for us, so not too much to really be surprised by this one. Very, very used to seeing this run and gun, but something that's a little bit different is that now they don't go out into the field without packing an arc thrower now. So Vargas is going to have an arc thrower whenever he wants to. Now, incapacitating a target, not going to be maybe the most necessary for us, but still pretty decent. And Akawande is going to be our Shinobi then. So Shinobi stays as a phantom when everyone else is revealed. Also has flesh, which allows him to charge and get more bonus damage against a particular target, and slash. And slash is of course just that sword. Also, he carries an SMG which offsets and gives him a ton of mobility, while everyone else takes a lot more of a penalty to that. In terms of items recovered, we didn't get that much here. I destroyed a little bit of loot. The hair trigger is now 5 bonus aim on reaction fire shots, so that's pretty good nonetheless. And we're not getting a lot of supplies. Long war means that our utility is going to be more extended, looking further and further out into the game. But we have an Illyrium core already, and that's good, right?
Incoming transmission.
Alright, we're going to run through all these cinematics real quick. New research. So while we are recognizing a couple of these things right here, I want to talk about these two things for just a moment here. Basic research and engineering research. This helps out Taigen, this helps out Shen. For both of these, you can use these multiple times, and what it does is it gives a buff to your research on other things. So, say, I do basic research. It'll be more efficient for future ones. I think it's like 10% or maybe 15% off the time actually, I don't even know. I haven't not gotten to the point where I've really been able to see a legitimate long-term benefit, but I imagine we'll do that moving forward. That said, I will just start with modular weapons, so I can use that
to be among the more
and get my scopes and all that back up and running.
I'll send word when a complete
Shen, in the meantime, is engineering, so not that much surprising stuff just yet. But we will see that the facilities themselves, finally the inside of this ship looks a little bit more damaged, so debris, fire, and everything galore. And we have one open area right here. So the question always is, advanced warfare or guerrilla tactics? I'm going to go with guerrilla tactics.
We'll start work on the new facility right away.
Because getting those officers up, as well as being able to pick which way we want our rookies to go, will not be a bad idea.
Never set foot in one of the city centers. I've never actually had one of these advent burgers.
It's Soylent Green. It's Soylent Green.
No one really seems to be asking the hard questions either. Like,
alrighty. Last thing I want to do is run to the commander's quarters. And we'll skip that cinematic, and I'm going to show you something really, really new. You see this down here? You see resistance management. And what this is here is that now in the Long War II, when you start freeing areas from Advent control, you start getting things called havens. And what they do is that you have a number of individuals who work that particular haven in a number of capacities, whether it's supply to give your troops more supplies, recruitment to bring in new people, or intel to cover new operations. There's also a fourth one that's called hiding, but that's just so that way Advent doesn't attack you. Also up in the corner you do see Haven Advisor. You can bring in an officer or an engineer or a scientist to kind of oversee the troops in a particular haven. That said, I haven't really gotten too far into it, but I do know that having a particular officer or an engineer or a scientist makes certain rewards more possible. Let's see what else is there. Oh yes, if you guys do decide to pick this up, the XCOM archives are filled with Long War II concepts here. So intel, operating capacity, reprisals, now they can actually attack you at the havens themselves. You can see right here, maybe resistance members could be armed. And maybe have them move to escape an area. They can recover advent assets and repurpose them for haven defense, so additional units and stuff like that. So interesting stuff. Another thing to be talking about is something called infiltration. In Long War, you can't just go on a mission immediately. What you want to do instead is you need to go and actually infiltrate before you start a map. You can see right here, if you don't go in without properly preparing for a mission, you can face 2 to 3 times as many enemies. So the different kinds of readiness, and these are all very, very important to note, are impregnable, fortified, alerted, guarded, normal, and vulnerable. And invisible gradations, I actually haven't even read this particular entry the entire way through. So every additional hour spent infiltrating makes it more likely XCOM will face a lesser enemy force. And more time spent infiltrating reduces the time the Sky Ranger takes to arrive when I throw an evac flare. So super interesting on that one as well. Enemy activity is just another idea of the amount baseline of troops that there are. You can also boost infiltration times by spending intel and managing the infiltration time. You have a typical amount of time to go into it, and that is, in this particular case, expiration of missions. And to kind of balance that out, you have to manage how many troops you send in at a given time. A lot of this seems really abstract, and I promise we'll get a little bit more into it as we move forward. So what I will also do,
While we prepare for new operations,
we're going to investigate the black market, hopefully get that unlocked.
By scanning at sites like this one. On your order, we'll start our scans on the surrounding
If
area.
you pick that up, I imagine we'll have another mission reveal itself, and when that happens, I will get a squad ready together, and I'll show you that.
It's going to take some time, though.
Last thing to show you real quick, initially, is the black market itself. So the black market no longer works on intel, which is kind of cool, but instead it works on supplies, which is debatably cool. Another thing to note is that PCSs have gotten much more varied. So in this particular case, hyper-reactive pupils, that did not happen in the original XCOM 2 game. So a lot of different interesting things are going out here. So you see magazines, clip size increased by 1, crit chance 5%, autoloaders, stuff like that. So all some things that you're very, very recognizable, other ones that are not. Let's just get back down to
Setting course
HQ.
for Sector 13, South Africa.
And we will unveil why I don't have any current research. There we go.
Can only further our advances.
Okay, so now we have new proving ground projects, so we can create scopes, laser sights, stocks, high capacity mags, hair triggers, autoloaders, suppressors, and there's one more. No, there's not. Oh, there might be. Suppressors, autoloaders, hair triggers, capacity mags, stocks, laser sights, scopes, and now we can reverse engineer their system for ours. So we're also going to bring in resistance comms, actually 20 intel. Let's do that.
I foresee a number of valuable applications stemming
I'm
from
going to get
this
ourselves
technology.
back over
I'll have a
to
report assembled as soon as the research
the
is
bridge.
complete.
The second we get a lead, I will put together a squad, show you how that works, and then I'm going to call it quits. As I'm recording this, guys, it's getting pretty late actually my time. So unsurprisingly, we're going to get a number of council missions. So the first one we will see will be Cosmic Corpse. So it's extremely late activity. We can perhaps pick up an engineer, and we're going to confirm that to see what possibly we can do. So here we go. So mission explorations. We have 5 days and 15 hours to pick this off. The base infiltration is 6 days, and that's if we have what we have right here. And with the squad size that we have an extra 3 days, and with the abilities that we have, it's an extra 9 hours, giving us a total of 9 days and 9 hours. If we send in everybody the way that we have it right now, we will not satisfactorily have a good ending to this. And you can also see right now we can carry in 10 soldiers. Not that we're going to. But to pick off an engineer, I'm going to get a squad together. I'll see you guys in just a second. Okay, so we have a fairly light squad right here. We got 2 rookies and 2 squaddies going in. We have both an assault and a shinobi. And I'm wondering if I can squeeze in another rookie, perhaps. It could take us to 5 days and 23 hours and expires in 5:15. So you know what, we're going to make do with what we've got here. This means the total infiltration will get to 100% and then some. And I am going to... this allows you to create legit squads. So I already have Wish I could remove all these dudes. Squad soldiers. I am doing the wrong thing here, folks. I'm sorry. I'm still getting used to the whole squad capacity itself as well. Confirm, though. Please tell me... Oh, I gotta set up the squad again. Sorry, 1 second. There we go. I have the squad back up and running, so we're all set. We're actually going to go and just hit start immediately. And we'll start infiltrating on this one. And at that, guys, we're going to actually call this video a little bit quits. I don't want to be inundating you guys with too much extra knowledge.
Sky Ranger deployed.
So next time when we come back, we'll be able to start the infiltration, and I'll show you how that entire thing works out. But for the time being, guys, thank you so much for tuning in. I will see you all soon, and this is going to be Con Ulrich signing off. Take it easy, everybody.